How many of you guys have watched Breaking Bad? Do you remember the episode, I am the danger? And then you went crazy on some people? Yeah, this is that car. Let's take a look at the Breaking Bad Cadillac. Let's get started. Like I mentioned, this is not a replica. This is the actual car that was used in Breaking Bad in the final episode where Walter White gets killed. There's actually a part in the trunk you guys saw with a machine gun in the trunk and all kinds of crazy things. This is Tyler from Hoovie's garage car. He bought this as kind of a movie provenance type thing. So the Walter White character did actually drive this car. It is the real deal. And it arrived here, imagine this, broken from Hoovie's garage. Of course it did. It's a Hooptie. Today we're going to take a look around the Breaking Bad Cadillac and find out what was all wrong with it. These are things that would have been wrong in the episode. And just kind of enjoy it. And there's some special treats in it as well. Let's take a look around this Cadillac. So here's the front of the Breaking Bad Cadillac. It does have a headlight out. This is some of the era of Cadillacs when they kind of downsized from the 70s era, but they still had some of the old style engines. You can see the paint is faded as we go down the side. It has some of the clear coat or the finish is starting to fade pretty bad. And it has the good old 15s on it. Back in the day when everything pretty much had 15s. We do see some trim molding coming off and a few little dents and dings on it. It would have been kind of a brownish orange color when it was new. You can see some of the heat was really taking a toll on the paint here. These filler panels are usually missing on these old Cadillacs. They just crumble into dust. As we come around to the back, you can see, just like the old days, you put gas behind the license plate. How many of you knew that? Young guys out there. The paint is not rusting or anything seriously wrong with it. It's just faded and showing its age. And if you notice here on the passenger door, there's no mirror. It came from the factory that way. It's the way it was in the 70s and 60s. And on our windshield, you can see the provenance showing where it was bought at Barrett-Jackson, showing it is the official Breaking Bad Cadillac. Let's go ahead and get the massive hood open on this thing. Oh, they don't make hoods like this anymore. Getting this car sorted and running right is very important to Tyler. I bet now that the new year is here, you're wishing you were at your peak performance as well. So many people want to get back into shape, especially after the start of the year, but that wish is hard to stick to. That's where Factor, the sponsor of today's video, helps. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals directly to your house. They have over 100 rotating meals every week that are chef designed and dietitian approved. No mystery meat here. What we like best about Factor meals is their convenience. No more stress of planning a weekly menu and battling a trip to the grocery store. These meals are ready in just 2 minutes, and the cleanup is even faster. Factor meals are nothing like those cheap frozen TV dinners. These meals are made with real ingredients. No refined seed oils, artificial colors, or refined sugars here. Best of all, they taste great. Don't worry, if you have food allergies or on a special diet, Factor has meals just for you. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code CarWizardFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code CarWizardFB50 at Factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renew subscription purchase. Now back to this Breaking Bad Cadillac. So here under the hood we have a 425 big block Cadillac V8. And this harkens back to the late 60s when they came out with 472s and later 500s. I'll go over all that here in a minute, but this is a remnant of those huge engines from the late 60s and all through the 70s. It looks massive, but this is where they start down tuning for emissions and also lowering the displacement to try to meet miles per gallon requirements and things, but still using the old architecture. They had the 425, and I think they had even a smaller one after that, a 368. I don't remember the exact number, something like that. But this is the era of carburetors, and as we take a look around here, this was back when people used to fix their own cars. You have your distributor cap and rotor and all the wires. Really easy to get to, unlike a Chevy, which is way the hell back there somewhere. It's right up front. And we got a quadrajet carburetor, which are very reliable. I actually like them when they're set up right. You really can't beat that carburetor. It is a 4-barrel, but the Quadrajet has very small primaries for fuel economy and driving around town, and then really large secondaries for when you want the power. They really worked really well. It's one of my favorite carburetors. This one runs and drives fine. It just has some leaks and a few other issues, but before we dive into all that, let's let Mrs. Wizard show you guys around the Breaking Bad interior.
There you have it, ladies and gents. I'm loving this gauge cluster. As small as it is, we got the speedometer and our what gear we're in. Okay, looking good. But it says it has 55,189, and I'm guessing that's probably 155,000 there. I don't think that's just a 55,000 mile car, but everything is looking good there. Love the faux wood all around everything. But as we move up, okay, we've got a crack. Oh, another crack. And another one. Yes, that is what happened to these dashes in the day. They just had the tendency to disintegrate. But the wood over there on our glove box is looking very nice. I'd open it, but it doesn't really open very well. We have a very vintage, lovely stereo system here. At least it is FM. I don't see that it's AM. Oh, wait. Now it is. Isn't that great? Love that it has a little turnstile then back there. Looks like Tyler has lost the knobs, though. Sorry. As we move down, you'll see we have very simple HVAC controls where it's actually color-coded. If you want to be hot or cold, liking it, have very big buttons over here for our defog and for our antenna up and down, but the antenna doesn't exist out there. It's no longer there. As we move down, here's our ashtray, and oh, there's a cigarette back there. Love that. I wonder if that's one that they used on the show. The seats, look at them. Look how plush they are. The lovely velour, looking really nice over here. And oh, whoa, Tyler has left a few items in here. Whoa, Tyler, what were we doing in here? We should not have our meth in here. Now, love the prop there that they did leave with the car. But look at this. There's no bolster. You don't need bolster. You sink in and there's your bolster on these seats. This is a land yacht for sure. Love the door panel. Lots of more faux wood trim. I like that the leather strap, the handle to close the door is still intact. That is a lovely feature. Those break so easily and so often. Back seat, woo, this is rather plush back there. Looks like almost you could take a nap in there. Love the rounded edge though, looking at the floor, looking good. You know, for being this old of a car, it is in really, really good shape. There's a massive back shelf there. I've known cars today that's the storage area for some cars, but here we are, the headliner looking nice. Don't see anything, wrong, nothing, damaged. And it is actually staying up nicely. As we get back to our steering wheel, well, we are missing a few items. We are missing the emblem right here. I love the horn buttons that are here. We do have some serious cracks going on all around our steering wheel. One thing I didn't show you a second ago is actually right here. Here's our thermometer, and it goes all the way up to 120. And maybe it did go up to 120 when they were filming this in New Mexico, but it's not 120 today. It's about 70 in here. Even though the steering wheel has had some age on it and looking like it's had better days, let's see what it looks like on the underneath.
So here we are underneath a car back in the day when it was body on frame. It still has a true frame to it. Not the body is the frame, it has its own frame. Here's our radiator core support, and nothing is currently leaking from that. You can see it has an AC Delco oil filter, our oil pan, and our mechanical fuel pump since it is carbureted. Our steering gearbox is not leaking, and here's our steering linkages. Again, we don't have a steering rack back then for these cars. We had good old linkages. We see it does have brand new calipers up front, which were likely done on the show when they had some brake failures or something. Brand new rotors, brand new pads, everything's new on this brake. We can see the shock absorber is blown on this side. Nothing loose there, and our sway bar link is intact and good. Same thing over here, brand new calipers, rotors, pads. It does have a new hose on this side, it didn't on the other. We have a blown shock again. Sway bar link is good, and nothing loose there. We do see a little bit of oil on the starter. It's not coming from oil pan or anything like that. If you look way up there, it's coming from the valve cover gaskets and seeping down the engine block. So it just needs valve cover gaskets there. But it is doing some serious rust protection, which there's not a ton of rust since this came from the Southwest. We see some oil sludge on the Bottom of the bell housing area, this cover, that's again from the valve cover gaskets. Then we get to the transmission, which is very likely a TH400. Our shifter shaft seal is starting to seep a little bit. This pan gasket is leaking. It's also leaking at our speedometer drive gear area. It's kind of pouring and kind of collecting a lot right through here. This is the era of drive shafts where the vehicle's long enough and they have double cardan joints. There's one here, which there's an internal little joint that you grease inside of there that no one ever greases them, but we will before it leaves here. It's in good shape. This one's in good shape as well. Again, there's some greasing that needs to be done in the center joint. You don't just grease the U-joints and forget the rest. And this car will fit in very well with no muffler Newton. You can see here that it's got a hole through the muffler and it's kind of coming apart right there. So at some point it's going to need a new muffler for sure. We do have new shocks in the back. Junior has already got those replaced. I'll show you the old ones here in a minute. Our differential is dry, it's not leaking. He did check the fluid and it's clean, full. Drum brakes in the back, nothing leaking from the drums. No sway bars back here. Coil springs, everything is intact. New shocks again, like I mentioned, nothing leaking from these drums. Everything looks good on the back. So as you can see, the length that's here, they could put some serious junk in this trunk. Let's take a look at those tire date codes. So here we can see 23rd week of 2006. These tires are 20 years old.
Wow, that's really scary.
That is scary. What do you guys think? Does it need some new tires? Absolutely it does. There's no question about it. It needs tires all the way around. Let's get this thing back on the ground. We'll go ahead and open the trunk and show you guys how huge it is. This is the era where GM started putting automatic trunk closers. And a lot of people were used to the 50s and 60s by now, and they would slam the trunk and break that thing every time. They was breaking like crazy. You don't slam these trunks. In fact, when I turn the key, you'll be able to hear it releasing. You see it, the little part came up there. We have a car cover back here and tons of papers and things. I think there was some paperwork that went with the car, but you could fit 2 or 3 dead bodies in this thing.
I bet they did.
In the Breaking Bad episode, it wasn't exactly this car. They had another car, I think, but they had a machine gun mounted back here that would shoot this way, and it was very disastrous for the people it was aimed at. But definitely some story behind the whole Breaking Bad Cadillac. Again, I'll demonstrate how you properly close these. You don't just bam and you'll break it. This is what you do. And let it do the rest.
Wow, how fancy.
Very fancy. So we do have the old belts off. It was squealing really bad when it came in, and you can look and see. I think these are very likely the original belts from 1977. This one especially here, somewhere it has General Motors right there. GM and the part number. So those are some very old belts. Here's our rear shocks that were blown out. You can see oil was trailing down the sides. This one was starting to cake on like dirt, and they weren't doing their job anymore. These are blown out. You can see the rubber bushings on these are just coming apart and flaking. These things were shot. And over here, Mrs. Wizard.
Wizard, what is it? What are you doing with this? Wizard?
This is our retirement plan, Mrs. Wizard.
No, it's not. This stuff's fake.
Yeah, this is fake, guys, and I'm not interested in getting into that trade, and you shouldn't be either. Well, if you watch Mrs. Wizard's interior review, which you really should, she mentioned that this was a prop used in the Breaking Bad series. This is just sugar candy with blue dye. That's all it was. And some of the actors actually mentioned, Hoovie said, they actually tasted good. I'm not going to try any. I try a lot of things. I'm not going to try this. But this is the true meth that Walter White sold in the series, at least the sugar candy. So back to the engine. When these came out, they were 472s, and they were very powerful. I think it was 68 or 69 they came out with this engine series, and they were doing 300 or more horsepower and tons of torque. These things are known to be tire burners. Back in the day, you could just hit the gas. It has low RPM torque, just like a diesel, and it would just shred the tires. It needed all that power to move those engines. Later on in the early 70s, they went to the 500 cubic inch, and as they were starting to get some steam rolling, emissions hit. That's when we started getting serious about emissions. They went to the 425, and I think they went to a 368, was even smaller. Even though the engine's the same size, the displacement was smaller on the inside. And then they went to the HT 4100. They actually, in this series, they used a small block Chevy at some point. You could also, in the early 80s, get the 5.7 diesel in these Cadillacs that were of ill repute. No one liked them. I like them. I think they're cool. I would love to have one someday. But they were very, very slow, like 104 or 105 horsepower. That's all they had. I love this era of Cadillacs. They're really, really nice in the interior. I love the styling. But all the things we're going to repair are just shocks and belts and some leaks and things. The interior does need some repair. Like Mrs. Wizard showed you guys, the radio knobs are missing. There's several other things going on. But Hoovie's not really interested in just doing a full restoration of this thing. He just wants it to get it safe and get it drivable so he can enjoy it and have it as kind of a movie prop, if you want to call it that. Obviously, the tires need to be replaced. They are dangerous. And think of this, guys. During all the filming they did with Breaking Bad, when you see this car in the scene, it is rolling with 20-year-old tires. But I don't blame them. Why would you throw a bunch of money into some car you're just going to ditch when you're done filming? But yes, the tires are very, very old. They're dangerous. They could blow at any moment. They really could. The treads and things could come apart. But it currently runs fine. It drives fine. He wants to look into getting the AC going, see if we can get that fixed. It's going to ride a lot better with new shocks on it. And we solved the leaks, no more dripping. Tyler does not like leaks. When things start dripping, he starts picking up the phone. Wizard, this needs fixed right away. He doesn't like things leaking all over the ground. One last thing I'll show you, if you see these little bumps right here on either corner, these are the actual turn signal indicators. Back in the old days, when you turn on your turn signal, you didn't have a little green light flashing on your cluster or your dash. It flashed out here, way out here, and you could see it flashing. It was really cool. I really like that era of cars. Really, really neat. As big as this thing is, they were even bigger in the late 70s. They were huge. 75, 76, I think 76 is where they stopped making the mega yachts, the huge ones. And 77 is when you started getting this shortened wheelbase. It's a little bit smaller. It started moving towards emissions and better fuel economy. The reason why we see as time goes on, we see engines get smaller in these Cadillacs is even though they were moving towards fuel efficiency and emissions and things during the late 70s, in the early 80s, they had the oil embargo crisis, and it even went further crunch time for the automakers. It was hard to get fuel. Fuel was expensive, and they're like, we got to make smaller engines. That's when they went to the HT 4100, which was a failure. It had blown head gaskets left and right, just like the North Stars. It's because they used cast iron on part of the engine and aluminum on the other, and they hadn't got the head gasket technology yet. They had the graphite or the type of a single layer head gasket. The solution was a multi-layer gasket. Those were kind of gutless as well. This is some of the last years of huge engines in Cadillacs right here. So definitely wanted to get a video out to you guys while the Breaking Bad Cadillac is here in the shop, getting some repairs to make it more roadworthy and safe, that you guys could check it out and see all the intricacies of the car. So the next time you're watching Breaking Bad, the final episode, and you see this car roll onto the scene, you can say, I've seen the underneath of the car, the interior of the car, the engine bay, the actual car at the Car Wizards channel. If you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this Breaking Bad Cadillac, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of the tools we use in the shop on all these cars every day are real tools we use every day, tried and true. And if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because there's many, many more videos to come. Thanks for watching.